Oh, hello. I hope your day is going great. I'm Stefana. Welcome back to another Monday morning mentoring. So today I'm going to teach you or share with you something that really transformed the way I do things in the kitchen. And this concept around how we can really complicate things. I think generally as humans, we complicate things, we complicate relationships, we complicate life, we complicate things that really are fundamentally simple. Our health is simple, getting exercise, we know this, getting basic sleep, just basic fundamental things, and we complicate it. But you don't have to complicate things in the kitchen. I'm going to give you this awesome formula. I learned it from a chef, and once I learned this, there was no looking back. I've made a blueprint for you. I'm going to give you the link so you can actually download a copy of my blueprint that I made for meal planning, totally free, yours. It is absolutely workable. So I'm going to give you that formula in just a moment. If you are actually here live, will you chat live, or you can put an emoji in there? Just let me know that you're here watching live, or if you're watching the replay, let me know that too. So if we're meeting for the first time, I'm Stefana Johnson. I am a specialist in holistic health and fitness. I work with busy executives and leaders who want more energy. They want to drop that extra weight. They want to operate at their peak performance and have sustainable focus and energy. So that ultimate productivity, ultimate performance is yours continuously. That's what I help my clients get. And so this tip is, again, I want to really emphasize simple. And it's coming straight from a chef who is an expert at what they do every day and can come up with really unique and interesting and beautiful meals very quickly because they have this fundamental formula. And it goes like this. You take a protein, you take a vegetable, and you can take a carb and a fat, and you put them together in a meal. That's it. That is how simple it is. Now, I went a few steps further in my blueprint where I'm showing specific things in the protein category that you want to use because I'm trained in food combining. And that formula is so workable, but when you're food combining, you don't want to be eating fruit when you're eating meat, or because fruit essentially digests very quickly. Meat does not. But if you have meat with greens or vegetables, it will help digest that meat. So then you could put in, let's say, for example, if you're making a Waldorf salad, which has greens and it has apples and it has chicken and it has a fat, which would be your mayonnaise. And then the walnuts are also going to act as a fat. That could be a protein if you're a vegan and you don't eat or you're a vegetarian, you don't eat chicken, or if you want to do avocado instead, that could be your fat if you're a vegan. So there's this formula works across the board, whether you're a vegetarian, you're a vegan, you're a meat eater, right? So this is super simple. If you keep it simple, you cannot go wrong. Once you have your protein, your vegetable, your grain or your carbohydrate. So I'm not a big fan of eating grains, but if, let's say, under the carbohydrates, you could categorize in that your quinoa, let's say a sweet potato could be in there. You could do brown rice, wild rice, things like that. So in that list, there's a lot of the carbohydrates without going into processed foods. You still have options there. So then you've got the vegetable being, let's look at what kind of variety of vegetables we can go for. Maybe seasonal, start looking seasonal and local. And then you've got what's the meat in there. I wouldn't repeat the same meat over and over again. So have lists of options. In the blueprint, I have, I think, 10 or 12 different options, from bison, chicken. You've got your salmon, your different variety of fish, and your different variety of poultry, and your different variety. I'm not a fan of pork. I don't think it's an optimal food for the human body. It digests very, very quickly. It's like spinning your wheels in that energy. And remember, with food, and the way I teach and coach my clients is that your food not only is your medicine, but it's your energy. It's the foundational piece of your energy. So looking at that, if you can come up with and create this beautiful meal that nourishes you and that tastes delicious in a simple way, would you not do that more readily, more easily? Maybe even take a few minutes and prepare that so that when you go, when you're at work, you have a lunch that's ready to go. And maybe you prepared it the night before with whatever meal you had, then you just put it together with that same formula in a pre-packed, ready to go lunch for the next day. So that's the formula. I created the Yogilachi meal plan blueprint. You can totally download that for free if you go to yogilachi.com, or you put a comment in the chat and I will send that to you. And then just use that. Once you have that formula, what I love to do is then add a variety of different sauces or spices or like salad dressings or marinades to that. And I created a tasty marinades, tasty sauces, tasty salad dressings ebook that I am giving away free for my viewers. So right now, at least through the rest of the month, I'm trying out different things, getting my writing chops down, publishing some of this, and then getting some feedback. I would love your feedback. I'd love to give this this ebook to you free if you will give me some feedback. I'm looking for feedback on this, maybe taste a few of them, write a review for me, and I would love to give that copy of that ebook to you. So again, that formula, really simple, and then just adding the tasty sauce or some kind of spices. So let me just give you an example of something that I do as like a weekly basis. I'll do different varieties, but this is a foundational component. It comes from the formula, right? So I'll take a chicken and I'm going to parboil it. It's just a way I cook it so that it's tender. I slice it up and make it, so I'm going to do a stir fry. So let's look at this stir fry here, what this will look like. I've got the protein. I'm going to use chicken in this stir fry. I'm going to take my vegetables. I'm going to use bok choy, maybe a red pepper in there. I noticed that there's yellow long neck squash out of the market. I have a couple of those. So I'm going to cut those up. I've got a gorgeous color with that bok choy and the red pepper and the long neck squash. And then I might do some rice. I'm going to do some rice with this one. So there's my grain. So I'm going to cook some rice. And now I'm going to stir fry that. But what do you need? You need a fat in there. So what are we going to do? I'll probably use some olive oil in that. Okay, so a little bit of olive oil that I'm going to stir fry in there. I might even use a little bit of bone broth with that fat still. I don't usually skim my bone broth, so I'm going to put that in there. And now that's going to make that nice and tasty as I stir fry my chicken and my vegetables in there. And I probably would even cook my rice in my broth so that rice soaks up some of that delicious nutrition. And then what are the spices that I want to put in this stir fry? Well, I could go more of the cumin side, a little bit of coriander. I could even go into a kind of curry direction. But today, this is what I'm going to do. I think I'll do more of that Asian taste. So I'm probably going to put some ginger in there. If I have fresh ginger, I'm going to put some fresh ginger, just a little bit of it grated, and I'll stir fry that ginger in there. Maybe I might even do a little bit of garlic. I always put the garlic in after. I don't like getting my garlic overcooked, so I put it in at the end. And the medicinal nourishment of that garlic is far better when we don't overcook it. Plus, it's not bitter. So I'm going to put that in there as well. And you know what? I think I might put something like some cinnamon, maybe a little bit. Well, if you've ever heard of the Chinese 5-spice, I might put a few of those things in there because that is now going to give me this savory seasoning, savory type of sauce. And maybe I've already got some of that pre-made. with some olive oil, a healthy fat, not something that has these fats that are really going to oxidize and cause inflammation in your body. You want to stay away from those. So you want to look at putting either algae oil or an avocado or an olive oil, and then you can make a little bit of that base in there and put some of those spices and herbs into a dressing. This is again in my tasty sauces and marinades and salad dressings ebook. And you could put all that together and then you stir fry that. Oh my goodness, so delicious. Take your rice, place it on a plate, and now you've got your stir fry of your vegetables and your protein, and you have a complete gorgeous meal, not complicated. You can repeat a cycle just like that, change out the protein, change out those vegetables, change out the grain or the carbohydrate with a variety of really wonderful things. You could do cauliflower rice. If you're really low on, if you're wanting to stay low on the carbs, cauliflower rice, you could do spaghetti squash. You could, so you see how it's just in these categories, and then that fat. And building your meals this way takes all the guesswork out of what's for dinner. What am I going to eat tonight? What am I going to feed my family? It takes all the guesswork out. You're going to have a great meal. You've got a foundation that is, again, it's a beautiful formula. And I love formulas. I like working in simple ways and having beautiful processes to get things done. And when I discovered this, I have never looked back. It is the best thing I have discovered as far as being in the kitchen and how to create a meal. Okay. So I hope that helps. Please comment. Let me know if you like this, if you try it out. Let me know how it goes, maybe share a recipe or two. And again, you can grab, if you go to yogilachi.com, you can always grab some of the resources that I have there, but that meal plan formula is just one graphic, and you can get that straight from the link that I have in my social media. And then if you want to try that tasty ebook, the Tasty Sauces ebook, you're going to have to actually reach out to me and private message me or email me, or you can text me and let me know that you want to try it, and you're going to give me some feedback, maybe a review for me. I would really love that. And I'd love to share that copy with you. Okay, so have an amazing week. Try this out. Try this formula out. I think it will make a big difference in your kitchen and with your meals for what's for dinner. Until next time, have an amazing week.